last time I made this, it didn't come out very good. The video didn't come out very good. So now I'm gonna make it for my family again. So I decided to retape it, record it to show you guys. Hopefully it comes out much better and I'll be able to post it on YouTube. So I'm gonna make chicken, chicken with potato, and the way I'm gonna make the potato is that I'm gonna boil it slightly, enough for me to be able to cut it, and then I'm gonna season it and then bake it. So last time I did that, it didn't come out, the video didn't come out very good. So I have my water boiling, and I'm gonna take some potatoes. Probably gonna take maybe 7 of them, and I'm gonna wash them and then put it in the water. So I just washed my potatoes, and I'm gonna put them in the boiling water for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, just enough for me to be able to get the knife through it. And then I'm gonna take them out. I didn't peel them. We love to eat the skin. That's why I wash it and wash them, and then you know, we're gonna eat the skin along with it. And while it's boiling, I'm gonna prepare 2 seasoning, one for the potato and one for the chicken. So I'm gonna rinse this bowl so I could do the seasoning for the potato. And then I have my pot here that's gonna be the seasoning for the chicken. It's almost the same way, except one is gonna have water and the other one is gonna have olive oil. So this pot is clean already. I'm just gonna rinse this and dry it because I don't want, maybe I should just get another one. So I don't want the water to go. So right here I have my 2 bowls. This one is gonna be for the potato, and this one is gonna be for the chicken. Now for the potato, both of them gonna use the same seasoning. I'm gonna put, and I'm just gonna eyeball them because I'm not really good with measurement, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of adobo, that's all-purpose seasoning, just a little bit, and some for the chicken. This I might put a little bit more. Okay, put that away. I'm gonna put some black pepper on both of them. Normally I'll put, if it was just for me, I'll put cayenne pepper, but the kids are gonna eat some of it. So I'm just gonna leave that at the end when I'm putting mine separately. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit of paprika, and as you can see, I use the paprika a lot. I have another one. Once this finish, I'm gonna use that one, but let me finish that one first. So a little bit of paprika on both of them. One thing I like to use is that Goya Sazon. Every time I go to Costco, I always pick one of them because I use it on every meal that I'm preparing. So mine just finished, so I'm opening this one. So it's gonna be just a little bit for the potato. I mean, you may not need to use that one if you're using the Goya adobo, but I like to use both of them. So I'm putting a little bit for the potato, and the rest is going to go for the chicken. As a matter of fact, the chicken might need a little bit more. So I'm going to put 1 packet for the chicken. So it's 1.5 for the chicken. Now, the only difference with these two is that for the potato, I'm gonna use olive oil. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil, enough to be able to coat them on the potato. So again, I'm just eyeballing it. I don't have a set measurement. Maybe I don't know. I'm not even gonna suggest anything. I just eyeball. Now I'm gonna take a fork and just stir it a bit so it could mix them. One thing I forgot to put also is parsley. And if you could use a fresh one, that would be good. But I have this one. It's almost the same thing. Put a little bit in there. And I'm going to put a little bit on for the chicken also. Okay, I dropped some. And that is my seasoning oil. Plus one more thing. This is something that my mom showed me how to do. It's like all herbs and spices, onions and garlics. We just blend all of them together, and then we come out with that little paste kind of thing. So I'm just going to put a little bit on both of them. See, just a little bit. Where is it? Right here, just a little bit for the potato, and a little bit more there for the chicken. And there's the one for the chicken. Right now, all we have is all the spices and herbs that I put in there. Now, for the chicken, I'm just gonna add water, not olive oil. See, I'm done with this. I'm gonna put it over in the fridge. Maybe one day when I'm making this, I probably will videotape it and show you guys how I do it. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of water for the chicken. Again, I didn't measure it. I'm just putting a little bit, enough for the chicken. I think that should be enough. And I don't put salt, and my salt will be coming from the all the spices and that I just put, the adobo, the sazon, all of this. They already have salt, so I don't put salt in it. Now if anybody, like for instance my husband sometimes wants a little bit more salt, then he'll put some salt in his separately. And I try not to get the kids to much into salt, so everything already have their salt in it. So pretty much the seasoning is done. This is for the potato, and this is for the chicken. So I'm gonna leave this here, and let me move this away from the fire so it doesn't melt. So meanwhile, while the potato is boiling, I am going to prepare my chicken. First, let me see if the potato is ready. I don't need to be cooked very well. I just want it so my knife could be able to cut through it. Someone suggested once about just wash it and then slice them and put it without the boiling part. I tried it. I didn't like it. The kids didn't like it. My husband didn't like it. So I preferred boiling it first and then season it and then bake it. So it's gonna need a little bit more time. So I'm gonna leave it alone, and I'm gonna show you guys how I prep my chicken. So let me pause for a second. One thing I like to do when I'm prepping my chicken is I like to wash them and cut them. slice them and everything. So I'm gonna show you how I prep my chicken. I like to put something in the sink. I don't just throw my chicken in the sink, even though I always clean my sink, but I prefer having something underneath it. So I'm using Tyson all natural chicken breast. So let me grab my knife and my scissors. Before I even do anything, I'm gonna remove all the fats that's in the chicken. I don't need them. I don't like them, and I don't need them. So let me put this away. What I'm gonna do now is just that I'm gonna remove these fats in the chicken. They just we don't need them. I don't like them in my food. If I want fat, I'll just put olive oil if I need it, because olive oil is healthy. So I like to cut these off. See, I don't need this. And I go through all of them, see if there's any fats that's hanging around, and I cut them out. Actually, I thought this a little bit more. Last time when I did this video, I thought it was the best video ever. Then when I looked, when I was editing it, and it was horrible. So I decided not to post it, and I wanted to wait. When I make it again, then I'll videotape it and record it and put it online again. So I'm just removing all the fats, and this one didn't have that many. Sometimes there's like a lot of them. See all here. I hope you guys could see it. I'm just removing them all. There. Oh, there's a piece of chicken, meat. I need that one. It's little, but hey, that's protein. Go through all of them. I remove it. Usually when I go food shopping, I usually buy a lot of chicken for like a month, because we don't like to go shopping every week. We just buy enough of the things that we need for like a month. So there, and I think that's pretty much it for the fats. And now this one is not that thick, but normally I like to, like for instance, this piece is a little bit thick. I like to slice it in half, and it's better for it to, when I cook it, you get, you know, all part of the meat is cooked very well and equally. And this one too, I'm gonna cut it in half. There, and there's some piece of fat hanging around I don't need. I don't need that. Put this away. And I'm gonna cut this, slice it in half also. And this piece also I'm cutting, slicing it in half. There it is, all sliced in half. This one, it's not that thick, so I'm gonna leave it alone. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna cut them into little cubes, and that's how sometime when I'm eating, I'm able to, you know, measure my food easily. Let's say for instance my scale is not working, I could easily know that 4 or 5 pieces will equal to whatever ounces that I want to eat. So that's why I like to cut them into cubes before I even cook them. So I'm gonna cut them into little cubes, you know, about that thick. Make sure you see very well. Okay. Let's move these aside. So I'm just gonna cut them into little cubes. Alright, so I just cut all the chicken, and this is it. Now I'm just gonna do a quick wash. Yeah. Then throw the water away. Get rid of the water. Now this is the fat that I took out from the meat, which I don't need. I'm gonna toss that. As a matter of fact, I might need this for a little while. So let me throw this away, and I'm gonna get the potato because I need the water from. And one thing I like to do also is I like to put a little bit lemon. I have this lemon thing I bought from Costco just to clean it a little bit more. You know, just eyeball. I'm not really measuring anything. And then I'm gonna throw hot water. Normally I will boil the water separately for it, but since I washed my potato and you know, I need the hot water, I don't need to, you know, waste, you know, more energy for it. So I'm just using the water from the potato. Okay. Just gonna rinse this a bit. That's the package it just came from. Get rid of the water. Because I'm gonna put the chicken in it as I rinse it. So now the chicken is clean. Hope you guys could see it. Slightly higher, there's the water. Okay, I'm just cleaning the chicken. I slice them, take the fat out. Now I'm just gonna clean it up, put it in the seasoning that I just did. I might have to fast forward this because I'm just cleaning the chicken. Chicken, it's done. Okay, so I just cleaned the chicken, and this is my seasoning for the chicken. Okay, it's just water and all my seasoning in it. Now all I'm gonna do is just put the chicken in there. Like I said, I didn't measure anything. I just eyeball it. I don't think I'm a good instructor. I just eyeball everything. I'm not a good cook. So use your own judgment. So I just think that's kind of funny. I'm showing you guys how I do it, but I'm not giving you guys any measurement whatsoever. So this is the chicken. Like I said, you see, I eyeball everything, and the water that I put in it is just enough for it to, you know, to fill, and just enough for the chicken. So you see, this is it, and it's pretty much done. And now I'm gonna leave it for a little while. I'm almost done pretty much. So meanwhile, I'm gonna turn on the stove to start getting it warm up. So I'm gonna put it at 350, and what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take a plate so I could cut my potatoes, and I am gonna get my pan. Let me just put this on top. I'm gonna take some aluminum foil, because that's where I'm gonna put my potatoes in once I coat it with the seasoning that I prepare for it. So my potato is gonna be in that. Doesn't need to be all fancy. Yeah. And it's really good. I don't eat it often myself, but you know, my kids are very picky, and once in a while they'll eat it. My husband loves it. I don't know if he loves it, but he eats it. So let me leave this here for now, and I'm gonna cut my forgot to wash my knife after I used it on the chicken. I have to wash it before I use it on the potato. Should have done that before I... Okay, there's the knife. Okay, dry my hands. And now I'm gonna cut the potato. See, I just needed enough so I could cut it. I don't have to struggle with the potato. I mean, you could cut it any way you want, but I like to cut it into small little cubes. I mean, decent size, because once it's baked, it's just gonna be shrinked a bit. So I decided to do it because my son, my younger one, he came to me and asked me he wants French fries, so this is better than French fries. And if I want, you know, want it to look more like French fries, so I could cut it into a different way. But this is easier. See, this piece is no good. I'm just gonna take this out, and I'm just gonna keep cutting. Like I said, I left the skin. I washed them before I boil it, because the skin is really good. There's no reason to get rid of it. I had to cut this one because the other part wasn't good. So, and some bottom part is not good too. So let me get rid of them. Alright, the plate is getting a bit packed. So there is the seasoning right here for the potato. I'm gonna put some in there. See, just enough to coat the potato. Doesn't need to go crazy. And all the seasoning is in there. And I'm gonna put it on the baking pan. Okay, I might have to use my hand because doing it like that is gonna take forever. So, see, there's the olive oil. I don't think I showed you which olive oil that I use, but once I'm done I could just point it out in the video and show you guys the olive oil that I use. So now what I'm gonna do is that on this side is gonna be for my husband and the kids, and I'm gonna keep that side for myself, and this is where I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of cayenne pepper. And I'm the one who's cooking it. I mean you will know because of the color, so I'm just gonna spray a little bit. One thing I could have done is that I could have put the last batch, put a little bit of cayenne pepper in this on the last portion, but sometimes I just prefer doing this. Let me just add one more here. So this is pretty much done. Alright, this part is for me and the other side is for the kids and my husband. There. Okay, it's done. So now I'm going to put it in the stove. The next thing I'm going to do now is that I'm not sure how my husband and the kids want their chicken. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna make enough for myself for like maybe today and tomorrow, and then I'll leave the rest. When they come, I'll ask them how they want it, then I'll prepare it. So I'm gonna take I have this and I'm gonna use aluminum foil. I'm just gonna use the same fork, it's not a bigger deal. I'm gonna put a couple of them in there. It's all the seasoning is in there. And I'm making for 2 days worth. So I don't have to cook tomorrow, and just enough. And sometimes my husband just grabs from mine. I mean, I really don't care, but they all so picky the way they want their food. And when I make enough for myself, they just grab mine. So, alright. So pretty much this is it. One thing I forgot to do, even though some of the seasoning already have what what do you call this? Garlic. I like to put the additional garlic in mine. So what I do is that when I buy the garlic, I peel them and then freeze them. That way, because I don't cook every day. So that way when I don't have to worry about it being spoiled. So I like to use this. Put it in there and then squeeze the garlic in there. It's pretty hard because it just came from the freezer. I mean, I don't need a lot, maybe 2. There it is. Let's use this. I mean, some people just put the whole garlic thing in there, but I don't like to chew on garlic, so I rather smash it and then I won't even know when I'm eating it. So there, pretty much it's done. There it is. Another thing I like to do, I'll put some in this one later. Let me leave this here. I like to put my when I buy onion also, I cut them and then freeze everything. That way I don't have to worry about it going bad. So this is fresh onion that I bought and then just freeze it. So now I'm just putting in this. I don't need a lot, but put it in that. And now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna cover it. So all the steam. One thing I could also do is just add a little bit of the seasoning in there, but I don't need a lot because this is gonna create its own juice, its own broth. So the broth, sometimes I keep it when I'm making soup and I just put it in there. But I'm not going crazy today. So I'm gonna close it very tight so it could be steamed and cooked very well, and put it in the stove. And then that's my chicken. And when it's done, and I'll show it to you guys. So now I'm gonna check out to see how the food is. I think it's ready by now. There's the potatoes. And let's see the chicken. I'm kind of hungry. I might eat some right now. And this side is mine. That's the one with the cayenne pepper. There it is. Very good. It's not that crispy, but crispy enough. And all the seasoning from the outside. And for the chicken, this is all the broth that came. So it'll be hot, but this I could take it out and put it, save it when I'm making soup. I could put it in it. And that's the chicken. it is. It's really good, very simple. It's some potato. And that's it. I'm kind of hungry while I'm at it. I'm gonna measure some for my lunch.